Ủa, anh hai, cái phòng răng đâu? Cái phòng răng đâu?
Như cô giờ nè.
Welcome to ESL Pods, A Day in the Life of Jeff, Part 3, Eating Breakfast. I'm your host, Dr. Jeff McQuillan from the Center for Educational Development. On our previous episode, we went into the bathroom, shaved, showered, brushed our teeth. Now we are ready to eat breakfast. Let's get started with part 3, eating breakfast. I walk into my kitchen and turn on the coffee maker. I always put the coffee filter and water in the night before, so it's ready to go. Next, I open the door of the cupboard where the cereal is stored. I would love to have ham and eggs for breakfast every morning, or maybe a stack of waffles. But the truth is that I just don't have the time to cook. So I pour myself a bowl of cereal and put in a glass of milk, making sure I take a spoon out of the silverware tray. I go outside and pick up my newspaper and sit down at the kitchen table. I love reading the paper in the morning, though usually I just have time to read a few of the stories. When I finished my cereal, I grab a banana and maybe make a slice of toast with jam. I rinse off my breakfast dish dishes in the sink
in the sink
and put them in
and put them in
the dishwasher.
the dishwasher.
But
But
by that time,
in that time,
my coffee is ready.
the coffee is ready.
So I pour
So come
myself a
and so
cup
cut
and put the rest
and put the wrap
in a thermos
in a thermos
for work.
to work.
In this episode,
In this episode,
we
we
are eating our breakfast.
are eating a breakfast
I begin by
and begin by
walking in
walking in
to my kitchen
my kitchen
and turning on the coffee maker.
coffee maker.
Notice these verbs to walk into or to walk in,
What in
to turn on.
turning
Those two-word verbs are very common in English. So I don't just walk
the law
to my kitchen,
to my kitchen.
I walk into my kitchen and I turn on the coffee maker. The coffee maker, C-O-F-F-E, M-A-K-E-R, all one word, is the machine that you can guess makes the coffee. That's the coffee maker. Usually a coffee maker has water on the top, place where you put the water. And then it has a place for the actual coffee. Now you take the coffee and you put it into a piece of paper or a piece of plastic called a filter. The filter, F-I-L-T-E-R, is something that allows the water to go through it, but doesn't allow the coffee to go through it. So you put the coffee into the filter, and the hot water goes through the coffee, it goes out of the filter, and it goes into the coffee pot. P-O-T. The coffee pot is on the bottom. So you have the coffee filter, and the coffee pot. After the water goes through the coffee, what you have to throw out, what you have to remove when you are done, are called the coffee grounds. G-R-O-U-N-D-S. Well, I put in the coffee,
the coffee,
the filter, and the water
the pitcher, and the water
the night before,
a night before,
meaning
meaning
in this case, last
last
night,
night.
so that it is ready
And then it is ready
to go, meaning
to go, meaning
when I walk into the
we are walking to the kitchen,
kitchen, it is already ready.
it's already ready.
I just have to turn it
If it's
on. Some coffee makers have
we have
clocks that will automatically turn
if you're going to start
your coffee maker on in the morning. Next, I open the
And I open
door of the
the door and the
cupboard
cover
where the cereal
is zero
is stored.
is zero.
The cupboard,
The cover
C-U-P-B-O-A-R-D,
CUPVOARD
which looks like the word cup and the word board put together, but is pronounced cupboard.
cover
A cupboard is like a cabinet. It's a place where you store things, a place where you keep things. To store, S-T-O-R-E, as a verb, means to keep something in a place, to keep something in a cupboard or a cabinet or a box. Well, the cupboard is what we call the cabinets that are in the kitchen. They're the, like,
Làm ơn lên con dâu nữa bà đây còn mẹ tắm còn miếng nước nóng rồi đưa vô rồi nước rửa chân lên. Đi lên. Ở dưới á đừng có đổ vô nữa. Dạ. Ở cửa hôm nay bỏ xe lên đó. Như là Chị nói nè. Cái gì mà còn nữa à? Tắm ra đấy. Để ra đó. Dạ đây. Tắm thì nãy giờ thì mình ngồi dẫu luôn đi tới nó kêu mày dạ dạ hoài. Tắm không sạch sẽ gì các bạn. Mới đi nội chứ đâu ta. Rồi tôi bỏ ngoài võng ngoại không ngoại. Đến nhà lên võng lấy gọi ra đó. Dạ. Lên võng ngoại lấy gọi ra đây. Cho cái này.
Dạ.
like wooden boxes
The wooden boxes
that have doors on it
that had doors on
and that you can put things in.
like a prison. Hả? Rồi. Kinh ghê vậy. Cái kia em tắm mà. Dạ.
Usually, if it's a big cupboard, you have different shelves. Shelves. The singular is shelf. SHELF. So I go into the cupboard and I get the cereal out.
Đọc đại đi từ từ mới biết, không đọc như tiếng Việt vậy đó.
The cereal. C-E-R. E-A-L is a very popular breakfast in the United States. It's usually dry and you put milk in a bowl with the cereal and eat the cereal and the milk together. I love cereal in the morning. I really do. I have cereal every morning since I was, I think, 5 years old. I've been eating cereal. I take the cereal out where it is stored in the cupboard and I prepare my breakfast. I say in the story that I would love to have ham and eggs for breakfast every morning. Ham is a type of meat that comes from a pig. It usually has a lot of salt in it. Another kind of meat that's popular in the morning for breakfast is bacon, B-A-C-O-N, which is also meat that comes from a pig. It is long and thin. Usually it's cut to be long and thin. Eggs are the things that come from chickens. Or does the chicken come from the egg? I'm not sure. Anyway, we have ham and eggs, which is a very popular American breakfast. Many people in the United States eat what we would call a very heavy breakfast, meaning there's lots of fat, and there's lots of food. In some countries, this is not done, but in the United States, it's very common for people to have eggs and ham for breakfast. My father used to have eggs every morning for breakfast before he went to work. Well, I say I would love to have ham and eggs for breakfast every morning, or maybe a stack of waffles. A waffle, W-A-F-F-L-E, is something that is made from batter. Batter, B-A-T-T-E-R, when we talk about cooking, is a liquid made usually with eggs and flour and perhaps milk. And you combine these together and you get a thick liquid, which we call batter. And you take the batter and you put it into a special cooking machine, which we call a waffle iron. I-R-O-N. And a waffle iron has a certain shape. Usually it's square. And when you put the batter in, you close the top of it and you cook it from both sides. And when you take it out, it has little squares in it. And this is called a waffle. It's a kind of almost like a bread. And after you make the waffle, you usually put some special type of liquid sugar, which we call syrup, S-Y-R-U-P. Often this comes from trees. The best syrup comes from maple leaf trees. It's called maple syrup. It's very good. And you put that thick sugar liquid on top of the waffle. You can also put some sort of fruit on top of the waffle also. I just like the sugar myself. Something similar to a waffle is a pancake. P-A-N-C-A-K-E, all one word. And a